Good evening, everyone. We already have 55 people in the room. We've only been on live for about a minute. So, hope everyone's well. Thank you very much for joining me. I am in a temporary apartment at the moment. Sorry about that little light that's up there. It's just sort of, I hit my head on it yesterday. It seems to have fallen out of the ceiling. Before I start tonight, I'm going to have a little bit of a rant. Now, the idea of tonight is you can chuck your questions in the comments and I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to get to them. So let me get rid of that very annoying banner down the bottom. I hope you are all subscribed to the channel. If you're not, please check that you are subscribed. So before I start today, there's a couple of things I just want to get off of my chest. I have recently made a bit of a reasonably large investment for my son. I won't go into too much detail about that. So I transferred my UK money to euros in my normal bank account, and then I sent my euros. I hope everyone can hear me, by the way. Just let me know you can hear me. I'm sure you can. No one said anything, so I take it you can. And then I transferred the money from my euro account to my son's account because it had to go, apparently, to my son's account rather than my account. That's just how it works. Thank you very much, everyone saying that this sounds good. That's great. It was a bit of a last minute thing. About 30 seconds before I went live, I only realised I didn't have my microphone on. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, so I transferred the money from my UK account into euros, and then I transferred my euros to my to my son's Spanish Cayaxa, or Cayaxa, however you want to call it, right? Do you know what? Just to receive the money in Spain in this 2-bob bank, which I am actually going to be changing now, I'm going to prove it to you as well. Have a look at this. I don't know if you can see that there. Just to receive the money, obviously I've had to black out exactly what's what. To receive the money in my son's account, they want to charge me €572.80. So I said to them today, if you make that charge, I'm closing my personal account, my business account, Sophie's personal account, Sophie's business account, and Carter's personal account as well. €572.80 to receive euros. Now, if I'd sent it from that same account to my own account, I wouldn't be charged anything. But because I've sent it to my son's account, which I had to do, they've charged that sort of money. Absolutely ridiculous. And do you know what? Sorry, I'm having a bit of a rant before we start. Do you know what? They want everyone to get rid of cash and just use the banks. That is exactly why we cannot lose our right to use cash. How ridiculous is that figure? This is Cayaxa Bank in Spain. If anyone's thinking of ever opening an account in Spain, do not use this 2-bob account. I spoke to a manager today. I said, if that's not refunded, etc., etc. Now, bear in mind, they probably earn that out of the bank accounts that I'm talking about in bank charges and stuff like that. They probably earn it every 8 weeks. So they're cutting off their nose to spite their face. They haven't refunded it. And as far as I'm concerned, my business now is completely over with that particular bank. So I'm just warning anyone that wants to open up an account in Spain, anyone that sees this channel, and obviously, you know, my channel's not that big, but I'm sure I can relate this to some bigger channels as well. €573 almost to receive some money in euros. There was no exchange there, so it was euro to euro to receive some money. Absolutely disgraceful. Now this bank also, every 3 months, you have a cost of living solution charge, which is €45. That's sat in your personal account. So €15 a month for what? Absolutely ridiculous. Right, so someone's just put in the comments there, why not use Revolut bank account? Because it's a GB IBAN code. You need to have an ES IBAN code with Revolut, with a lot of the Spanish banks. But anyway, just to let you all know, do not use Cayaxa Bank, Cayaxa, whatever you want to call it. Very easy to find out. What a disgraceful charge, and I wasn't even told about it. Disgraceful. Anyway, I'm going to leave that at that. And yeah, I'm just going to get on to a couple of other little bits and bobs why I am, before I go into the questions, guys. So if you've got any questions for me tonight, because it is a Q&A, 135 people watching at the moment, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you've got any questions, chuck them in the comments, and that's it. So let me have a little look. Did you all see Bridget Phillipson's? Sorry, there seems to be some dog. I seem to always go where there's a dog. Can you hear it in the background? There you go. How lovely is that? While I'm trying to do a live. Amazing. I'll get to your comments in a minute, guys. Did everyone see Bridget Phillipson's, apparently for GB News, Education Secretary say boys must be allowed to experiment and wear dresses at school? I wonder what's going wrong in the UK at the moment when you see stuff like that. Right now, there's going to be some woke people out there that are going to go, well, it's quite normal. No, it's not normal. No, it's not. And when you're at school, you shouldn't be encouraged to do it. I'm sorry, you shouldn't be encouraged to do it. And that is the Education Secretary. Good job that it's the by-elections. I think it's tomorrow, the by-elections. Correct me if I'm wrong. By-elections tomorrow. That is absolutely disgusting. And it's being pushed on us to demasculinize the male species at an early stage. I am absolutely disgusted at that, what I read this morning. I posted it on my Facebook as well. That is absolutely not acceptable in any way, shape or form. Quote me on it, I don't care. That is ridiculous. That is exactly what's going wrong in the UK at the moment. And it's starting with these two bob governments that we seem to be electing. Now, I'm on a bit of a rant today, as you can probably hear, but that sort of thing really winds me up. Just before I come on live as well, I'll just quickly bung this up. I see a really lovely picture of me and Carter from about 4 or 5 months ago. How about that? Look at that little smile with those little dimples. I thought I'd just chuck that on there and hope that brings a smile to a couple of people's faces. What a lovely picture. How happy does he look there? Amazing. What else have we got here? So a good friend of mine, I went to Carter's birthday party yesterday. He's almost 6. He had his birthday party with all his friends there yesterday, and I posted it up and mentioned about my good friend George. I've mentioned him on the channel a few times before. I don't know whether he's watching tonight, but he possibly will be seeing it because I'm going to send him the link afterwards. Hi George, how are you, mate? Now I'm going to teach you. He put a little thing of me carrying a load of bottles out of the party last night, taking the mickey out of me, etc. Never go to war with someone that's got a reasonable sized YouTube channel, George. Ready? So this is George just before he leaves the party last night, and he wasn't dressed up as Coco the Clown. That was actually his motorcycle trousers. So obviously you can definitely see him coming in the dark. Now I was actually, in fact, I've just got a message from his wife. Look, Jen, he's not watching yet, but he will be later. Jen, can you just quickly text me and ask, just give me the permission to put that other picture up of him, if you don't mind, because I don't want to put it up without, you know, your permission. I'm not worried about his permission. And he decided to sort of start war with me. So I just want to bung that one up, and I just want Jen's permission. I'm waiting for that text to go now. If you don't mind, that would be amazing. Come on, Jen, just give me a yes or no. You know what picture I'm talking about. I've got it ready, loaded up. This is brilliant. This is my mate George. He's challenged in various sort of, you know, height department. He's on the small side, and he's quite large around. No, I've not got nothing from Jen. Come on, Jen. Are you going to send it to me or not? Is it a yes or no? She's not. That is little George. Yeah, that is little George. He asked me recently when he went skiing, he said, have you got any tips? I said, yeah, don't stand too long on the snow because you'll sink into it and no one will ever find you again. Right, Jen hasn't sent that to me, so I'm going to leave it for now. I might come back to that one if Jen texts me the permission to do it. Right, so obviously, hold on. As we speak, I don't want to get involved with your two antics with load of laughing spaces. Look, maybe I'll accidentally just click it and, oh, George, I removed it now, mate. I didn't want to do it, mate, but I'll just give everyone a quick flash of you laying on the sofa. And let me just tell you, it was his wife that sent that to me. I didn't take that picture myself. Anyway, you want to start on me again, George? I'll show you how to do it, my son. Right, so we get on to the comments now. There was a few that were sent earlier. One of them there is, if you could do a collab with anyone famous, dead or alive, who would it be and what would you vlog about? I'd like to get Mike Tyson on the channel. I've met Mike on various occasions, but I've never really interviewed him. I would actually like to ask him a few questions. So that would probably be alive. And if it was dead, I would like to get Michael Jackson. I was a big fan of Michael Jackson. Whether you believe any of the stuff that come out in the media or not about him in the past, I don't know. But as far as singing's concerned, there's tons of messages coming in, guys. So this is going to be a bit of a long show, I think. But yeah, so that would be who it would be. Let's have a little look at the other one. I haven't pre-read these as well. As a child growing up, where did you tend to go for a holiday? So I went to the Canary Islands, Gran Canaria. My parents were very good friends with hotel managers. So we always went back to the hotels. It was in Playa de Ingles, and it was a place called the Barbican Soul. The owners' names was Fernando and Betty. How about that? I can't even remember what I had for breakfast this morning, but I can remember that. What's something your subscribers would be surprised to learn about you? That I hang around with George, who's vertically challenged. Sometimes I lose him because I can't see that far down to the ground. But no, seriously, I don't know. I've had a bit of a strange upbringing, an amazing upbringing. Poor George here. People are commenting there. I've had a bit of a strange upbringing, I would say. Certainly not a normal life. An amazing life. My parents were absolutely amazing. But when you get brought up in pubs in the East End and, pubs all your life, you generally meet various people along the way, and they've got backgrounds and things like that. So yeah, a bit of a strange upbringing, I would say. So that's that for all those little clips and bits and bobs. Let's get on to some questions, and there is tons there, guys. So I'm gonna go from the front and post your questions. Right, here we go. And you're gonna have to bear with me. Are you, Paul and Richard, going to do a live cook-off? That would be interesting. I mean, in all fairness, did you see Paul Thorpe's excuse? He saw my video about when I cooked a steak a few weeks ago. Steak, chips and veg. And he tried with a bacon sandwich. Weren't really quite the same, was it? But he can come on the show as well if he wants. We'll see. I'll speak to him. Hi, I guess I was early. I thought it was 6:30. No, sadly, we are now live. Hi, Danny. Have you thought about the possibility of going off-grid anymore? I have. There's an awful lot going on at the moment, so I have put it to the background at the moment. It's something I've been sort of toying for about 10 years now. I really fancy it, but I'm not got any closer to it at the moment. But it's something I would love to do. Thank you very much, Danny. Can we get you to make a paella or even bake some bread rolls? Oh God, we had to go on to that, didn't we? Bread rolls, Baps, Cobb, Batch. Listen, it's a bread roll. Let's not get into it. It's a bread roll. Don't know about paella. That's rice in it and other things, or maybe it's not. An American recently bought an abandoned Spanish village for 310,000 euros. Sounds like a bargain. Have you been viewing any plots of land yet? So we're going back to that same comment about the off-grid bit. No, not yet. But it will be something in the foreseeable that I will. I just made, as I say, I said to it at the beginning of the show that I've made quite a reasonably large investment. So there's absolutely no money laying about at the moment. Sheila's also seen that she would like me to get Frank on the show. I've been speaking to Frank an awful lot lately. I'm going to just have a quick beer, guys, because I've been running about like an absolute blue arse backside today, and I'm a bit parched. Yeah, so Frank is, I've been speaking to Frank literally every 2 or 3 days. A good friend. He's in a really good place at the moment, and it's great that we keep in touch. It's bread rolls. Yes, it is, Angelina. Absolutely. No, it's not. Right, I ain't going to get all this. Hi, everyone in the chat. Looking forward to this. Thank you very much, Mary. I'm trying to get down the chat. Please, if you haven't done so, thank you, Party Pants. Please hit the like button for me. Helps the channel grow. I have lost quite a few subs recently because I haven't been putting the time that I need to in the into YouTube. But I've had so much going on. Good evening, Danny. Have you ever thought about buying land? That's not just you, but some of us can come and... Right, yeah. A good friend of mine, Gary, has mentioned this a few times. So basically you could buy a big plot of land, divide it up, as long as you've got obviously the right planning permissions, you divide it up into certain section plots, and then you have log cabins or pods or whatever you call it. Each one has its own solar facility, so it does its own thing. Each one's got a bit of land so that you can grow your own fruit and veg. You can have a communal area, maybe a communal pool, stuff like that. And pretty much you only charge, obviously there'd have to be an admin fee because someone would have to do the work to do it, but you only charge a very small amount for the community to live on that ground. The only problem is then it becomes, you've got to choose the right person. They've got to be sort of in the same mindset for off-grid. Then you've got problems with someone bringing a dog, and then the next door neighbour doesn't want a dog. So you could have maybe a dog area that's a way away from the other people. There's loads of things to think about, but yes, not even a holiday really, to buy a plot of land with a pod done on it, with the solar, with, you know, your own bit of ground in a community, and then maybe that you could bring something to the community. So, you know, you have a couple of gardeners that's their job and that's what they have to input into the living in that type of community. You have a couple of security guards, some people that do the, you know, the cooking, some people that do maintenance, some people that do electrical work, plumbing work, you know, that sort of stuff. So people could bring something to it. So we could advertise, for argument's sake, that you're looking for a plumber to come and live off grid, and their services, they're part of their input into the community is that they will sort out the plumbing issues, if that makes sense. So yeah, I have thought about that, to be fair. Good evening, Sheila. Let's have a little look. Good evening. There's lots of good evenings there. How about Ready Steady Cook? You and Paul, Mrs. T, can sort some ingredients. You haven't seen my cooking, have you? I'm going to leave the evening ones. Thank you very much for all the evening comments. I'm trying to get down there is an awful lot of comments coming in. They make me jump. We have got an awful lot of good evenings. Right, the idea is, guys, you've got to post some stuff that you want to ask questions about. I'm getting these, I'm still at 8:01 PM my time, so that's like 20 minutes ago, so I'm trying to get down there, guys. Lulu, good evening. It says, whoops. Yeah, so look, as I say, look, at the end of the day, the election's tomorrow, the by-elections. Please, if you've got a chance, go out and vote. For crying out loud, go out and vote. Do you know what I mean? Don't sit there and go, oh, somebody else's problem. No, it's your problem. You need to go out and make your voice heard. I've seen some stuff on the Labour Facebook and on Keir Starmer's Facebook. I'll tell you what, there you go, there's a challenge. Once this live's finished, go onto their Facebook, go onto their actual thing, and then go down the list and see if you can find a positive comment, because I can't. Everyone is absolutely annihilating them. Do you know what? As a PR point of view, why the hell have they even got social media? Because all they're doing is destroying themselves. It's like scoring an own goal all the time, isn't it? I've got lots of hellos. There's like literally, I mean, hundreds already. Evening. Sorry guys, I won't put them all up because everyone will fall asleep. Please like, share and subscribe. I've got my iPad going up here as well. Carol McLaren, I'm using the top of my frozen veg like you do. Thanks for the tip. You're very welcome. And also, what's your most useless talent? My useless talent? I can do a good pot noodle. That's about my most useless talent. How much for putting money in? This was at 8:03 p.m, so I don't know whether I've bleated on too much there. Right, so cash is king, Angelina, absolutely. Like I said earlier, once the banks take over, look what they can do. And they're not reversing that charge. I've complained, and I am going to go and close my accounts over it. Not because they care. I mean, losing me as a customer and a few accounts and stuff, they don't care. But it's a principle thing. They are absolutely ripped me off, and I really, really want to warn people, if they're ever going to open a Spanish bank account or they live in Spain and going to change banks, do not go with Caixa. It's disgraceful. I'm so angry with them. Evening, Danny. Hi, everyone. Please remember, I'm no trouble at all. It's my dog's name written in a profile, Mr. Trouble. Good on you, mate. Good on you. Right, we're getting a lot of hellos, so I'm going to get down the list a little bit. I don't want to miss anyone's questions, so we've covered that one. Why not use Revolut bank account? Because I could only transfer Revolut to my account. What I should have done, in reflection now, but you obviously don't think about this at the time, I should have transferred from a Revolut account to my Spanish bank account, no charges, then my Spanish bank account to my son's account. I don't know whether that would have worked better, but I'm absolutely disgusted how they've treated us. I really am. There's still lots of hellos here, people saying hello to everyone else. Was that 5% on 100 grand? No, it wouldn't have been 5%. It was quite a bit more money than that. It's a reasonably large investment, but I don't know what the percentage is. I've not worked it out, to be fair. Let's have a look. I think you will find that La Caixa are not the only Spanish bank that charge like this. Probably, Tony, to be fair. But it needs to be brought to people's attention, because that is a disgraceful amount to be charged. And then when they need, so tomorrow, funny enough, there's got to be a banker's draft drawn, and they want to charge another 60 euros. So 630 euros for them to do what? It's all digital. They haven't picked the cash up and paid it in. They haven't done anything. It's been received digitally, and they're going to print a check off. 630 euros. Absolutely disgraceful. Let me just go on the iPad here. Mouse asks, what is the most funniest video you have ever made? Well, a few people have said that cooking video, to be fair. The cooking with Dan, which is a few videos ago, if you want to, and you haven't seen it already. 200 people watching at the moment. Make sure you give us a thumbs up if you don't mind. There's still loads yeah, I use Revolut, gave up banks years ago. Yeah, it's okay. But for argument's sake, to pay my electricity bill, I don't believe I can use the Revolut account, because the Spanish IBAN, it starts with GB. So that's where it all goes wrong. Another one here on my iPad. Sean has asked, can you lease land? No, I think it's freehold in Spain. Even if you buy in a block of apartments, you own a percentage of the building. So it's not like the UK, it's not leasing. You would have to make sure that you own the actual land, I believe. Hello all, Counter Media family. Hi Scatty. Sue, how are you? Have to say you're looking well, Danny. Thank you very much. I had my haircut today. One other little thing I will point out, I don't know if you can see this huge scar on my nose. I went to the hospital, I went to the doctors about 3 weeks ago, and they said they were a bit concerned about this lump that had come up on my nose, and it does appear that it might have been a bit of skin cancer. So they've gone and zapped it all off. So it was only done 2 or 3 days ago, and you can see it's actually turned into a bit of a scar now, but apparently it's going to go. And I got told off for not wearing enough sun factor, so there you go. Love dogs? Absolutely. Well, yeah, I can hear the dog. Yeah, it's stopped now, thank God. I can hear the dog barking. Yeah, saw Bridget Phillipson. I won't put all these up, guys. I'm trying to get down there. Let's have a look. Lovely what you have on, Danny. Great colour. Thank you very much. This is a Duckworth Pressed X. They are a fantastic British made. I believe they were in Bolton, they're from originally. A guy called Neil Duckworth is the owner and the creator of the brand. He's a very good friend of mine. He's a really, really lovely guy. Duckworth Pressed X. Have a little look. The prices on the watches are not ridiculous like some other things are. They're not cheap, but you know, they're in the hundreds, not thousands. So they're a nice watch. This one's a GMT, so it's got times in different countries. or a different country. It's waterproof and everything else. It's just a beautiful watch. I do love wearing it. And the Duckworth Prestex range is absolutely amazing. Have a little look if ever you're thinking of buying a very decent priced, very good quality, British made watch. Absolutely brilliant. There's a few people saying it's all going wrong in the UK. Obviously, I was talking about what the government have said from that Bridget Phillipson about the kids wearing skirts. So Metallurgy, is it, asked, have you ever watched Speedway racing and what's your favourite music artist? I've not watched Speedway racing, to be fair. I'm very into my Formula One. I'm just trying to run this with two things, so I'm trying to get this through. I'm into my Formula One. I love Formula One. And obviously McLaren won last year. Yeah, last year. McLaren won, which was great news. Lando Norris. And they also won the Constructors' Championship, which was great. Everyone's saying, I won't repeat what some of the people are saying in the comments about the UK, unfortunately. There's a lot of people saying it makes me sick. I mean, look, do you know what? I should put these up because it's not just, you know, it just winds every single person up. I'm going to be honest with you. Let me go on my iPad again here. What motivates you when you feel unmotivated? That was Mouse Charger, I think, that put that. My kids, my 3 kids give me a reason to do what I do. And they give me my reason to get up every day. I'm going to be honest with you. What do you think of the green policy of drugs and open borders? How are they doing so well in the... I don't even want to get onto the green... No. Look, there's a bit of a lot... you know now, I don't talk about politics realistically on the channel. But there's a bit of a divide coming, isn't there? Even if you're getting away from the normal parties with the Advance and Restore and Reform, and, you know, what's worrying now is they're going to split the vote so much that this, whatever you want to call them, get back in again, which is very worrying. I think it's going to, once these by-elections come in, I think that's going to tell a new story, because there's no one that's happy with the way things are going. Talking about, oh, I've saved fuel, there's some money on your fuel allowance, like your utilities. What's that? 8-9 quid a month. And that's if you want to listen to it. Let's have a look here. I'm trying to do it from two platforms here, guys. Chris Byrne asks, what's your dream car? My dream car, well, there's 2 really, but they're different type of cars. I'd love a very low mileage Lamborghini Countach, the original Lamborghini Countach, very low mileage, less than 1,000 miles. And I did almost look at buying one at one stage. But that wouldn't be to drive, because you could, you know, if you had an 800-mile Lamborghini Countach, you couldn't really put it over 1,000 miles because it just wouldn't have the same feeling, would it? So you've only got a couple of 100 miles and to be fair, they're an awful car to drive anyway. There's no visibility out the back and stuff like that. But if you, the McLaren P1 probably, I mean, if you're talking value ways, the McLaren F1, a low mileage McLaren F1 is probably 25 million quid now. So there's lots of people saying about Carter. Again, I'm only sort of a few minutes in on the chat, so we've been going half an hour. Mouse Charger asked, are you more introverted or extroverted in real life? Believe it or not, that's a good question actually. I'm actually really private in real life. I do the YouTube thing. Paul got me into it. I mean, I was on Paul Thorpe's channel now for probably 6 years, doing the watches originally, moved over to politics, and then everything went a little bit south, obviously, on my return to the UK. Met some fantastic people. A lot of people are still in the chat now, although I don't talk about politics. They still follow the channel, which is amazing. I appreciate that. I really do. But I would say I'm very private. I'm going to be honest with you. I prefer to be not on display. I like to, at home, I like my shutters down. I don't like my windows open. I'm just quite like that. A good shout, to be fair. There's lots of people sitting there saying, keep the cash, obviously. A lot of people have said it's a gorgeous photo of me and the little one. So I'm well behind, guys. I'm really sorry. It's disgraceful. Danny's so wrong. Education Secretary is as backward as all the others. So says Shiban. There's quite a few people still saying chip off the old block for Carter, and he's a he's a good little kid. He's a lovely little kid. He really is. Growing up, he was in an office recently with some Spanish people, and the conversation was phenomenal. They don't speak any English at all, and as I'm talking to you, he talks in Spanish, which is absolutely insane. Children should not be experimenting with that sort of stuff. Exactly. Really. Neza asked, would you do a Montreal Formula One or have you done it? No, I haven't. And the only Formula One I've ever been to is Silverstone. It's the only one time I've ever been. I went with my son Archie some years ago. He was quite young, very into Formula One, still is. When I was at school, we weren't allowed to wear trousers. Exactly that. You've got it dead right. There's a lot of people saying hi, so I'm going to have to skip these ones, guys. Carter is a mini me, I think you meant to say. My boy is 6 and he's a double of me. Regards, Linford. Hi, Linford. How are you, my friend? On this one, Mouse has asked, what have you had for your tea? Believe it or not, I've still got to do it. I got in quite late. I've had Carter playing around all day. I got in quite late and I haven't eaten yet. I'm hoping to do something or the other. It'll be quick. Beans on toast or something probably. Lots and lots. I'm going to have to get down this. I'm only on 8:11 and I'm 20 minutes behind. Danny, rant away. That's effing ridiculous. Both the bank and the children thing identified. Yeah, look, it drives me nuts and I had to have a little rant. That bank has really wound me up today. Absolutely wound me up. Danny, I hope your dad and your son and daughter are well. All good. Both sons and my daughter's all good. People are saying they would like Michael Jackson. Get Frank on. I think we got that one. Yeah, we'll definitely try and get Frank on the channel at some stage. Problem is, I've got to be in the UK to set him up, really. So he'll probably come over to Spain at some stage. Maybe have a little chat. When we went to Gran Canaria, we got there. My husband jumped on the bed and broke it. Oh, God. Yeah, some of the furniture in Spain. What I'm going to actually do, I'm actually going to do a proper living in Spain video. It's going to be my next video. It won't be a live. It'll be my next video. Living in Spain. Because there's some stuff that drives me nuts. I love living in Spain. I'd never change it. I love the Spanish people. I love the way of life. But coming from a bit of a crazy, full-on 100-mile-an-hour background, it can actually get to a point where it drives you crazy living here. You know, it really does. My brother had some pubs. There you go. Let me just go on my iPad. Lulu asked, do you like the cars in Greece? Not really, I'm going to be honest. The old American sort of oldie vintage cars don't really do a lot for me. I like some of the really old sort of gangster movie cars, those sort of Bentleys and Rolls Royces and stuff like that. But I don't think I'd ever want to own one, to be fair. I'm not really a vintage car person. Do you know what? These beers, they're from the local supermarket. They're about 25p each and they're really good. Quite strong, 5.2%. But they never give you a headache. I only ever have one or two at the most anyway. Danny, would win hands down, LOL cooking. Yeah, do you know what? I'm glad you see that. Parents should be an uproar regards to, yeah, absolutely. Is Thorpe the biggest grifter or Daniel Thomas? Okay, I'm going to address this, right? Because there seems to be this massive thing about Paul grifting. He never ever asks for a super chat. He does his channel. He puts a lot of money back into stuff as well. People that say this sort of stuff, I mean, look at the profile picture. People that say this sort of stuff do wind me up a little bit. Paul's set up, right, for his channel probably costs. I mean, I can't guess how much it costs, but let's just say people's cars are a lot cheaper than the money he's invested in that. Now, with YouTube, and you probably see it on this channel, it's monetized, so that I get next to nothing. I mean, I earn less than 100 quid a month out of YouTube, so it's not really I do it because I enjoy it. I enjoy seeing the people. There's an awful lot of people that constantly come on the lives and constantly comment, and I read everything, and I enjoy the interaction that way. So I'm looking to the right all the time. My camera's there, but I have to read there for the comments. So yeah, I mean, look, he never asked for a super chat. Yeah, there's adverts because that's how you earn your money, but that's why you don't pay for YouTube, because that's how also YouTube earn their money, and it's from Google. So it's Google that's paying him. So yeah, I don't even know who Daniel Thomas is, I'm going to be honest with you. So I can't answer that one. But to be fair, don't need that type of comment, I'm going to be honest. Let's have a look on the iPad, see if there's anything else. Six Pack AJ asked, thoughts on the John Fury and Carl Froch fight? I spoke to Paul Falk the other day when John Fury started trapping off, right? Trapping off. George has just messaged me, by the way. I will read it. I probably won't be able to read it, but I'm on here now. George, it was only a quick flash, mate. It was only a quick flash, all right? But people will probably go back and pause it. Anyway, John Fury and Carl Froch. John Fury will wriggle out of it. His mouth's bigger than his ego. I was actually on Paul Falk's channel going to call John Fury out for a rematch, a pre-fight. But the I believe he's had 8 fights, lost 4 of them and never knocked anyone out. Let's be honest. Probably Carter, who's 5, would probably give him a run for his money. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely give him a run for his money. Now, I've had a lot of people, where I was just now, I've lost the space because comments are flying in and it's just took me up. Oh, God, this is a bit of a mess, isn't it? So I've got to just concentrate on this for a minute. Hold on. Let me, when I was at school, yeah, I've got all that. Where are we? Unfortunately, when sometimes you lose your track, I'm somewhere near it, guys, because I'm recognising the comments. I'm just trying to look for the previous comment. Michael Jackson was a star. He really was. I mean, look, he wasn't around to defend himself, was he, for a lot of the stuff? Oh, George, how are you, mate? Jen here. I can't message on my account, but I'm not being caught between you two. Don't use me in your roasting session. Danny, regarding your cooking, no one would eat it. And although, I don't know whether that's finished. I can't, oh, hold on, can I? No, I can't. Now I really have cocked up because I've made now I'm right at the bottom. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Jen, you've shot me down here, mate. You've shot me down here. I'm trying to get these questions. Let me get one here. Claire Bear, how are you, Claire? Good to see you. What age was you when you started boxing? What was your best fight? And did you ever get sparked out? No, never ever got knocked out or knocked off of my feet. I've lost fights. Started boxing when I was 5, I think. And I want to get back into it. So I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks. I spoke to a good friend of mine who's a local police officer. We do a lot of sparring. He's 6'6", big old chap. I call him Ivan Drago. Do you know what? I have got to try and find where these comments started and ended. There is a super chat there as well, guys. This is actually going to be a bit of a nightmare. Trying to... I've got it right. Who was your first crush? God, blimey. Jesus. Crush. I can't really remember. I'm going to be honest. It was that long ago. I mean, look, that was crush time is about like early teens, isn't it? I can't really remember. I'm going to be honest with you. Great question. I can't remember. I would say I can't remember. Sorry, guys. I can't remember that far back. It's not a balm. It's a bread roll. I would be concerned we need fire services on speed dial. George Fox, BBQ. Yeah, I went to a barbecue at George's once and the local authorities come over and told him to put the fire out. Jomaz said gold or silver. I take it that's about investment. Well, if you look over the last year, silver's percentage-wise is a much better investment. It's probably coming on for 160, 170%. Gold's probably less than half of that. Gold's obviously you need a lot more money to invest in gold. Silver's a lot cheaper to buy. I believe both are really good. I think that both of them are still a reasonable investment. Silver's less than $100. I do see it going over $100 again. But yeah, a bit of both, a bit of mixture. Look, I still think crypto is very cheap at the moment because it did drop down. Gold is a very decent investment, although it's quite high. And silver, I think, has got a long way to go. If I had £1,000 right now to put in Summit, probably 500 gold, 500 silver. Yeah, I like it. I like them both. Let me have a little look. So I'm going to try and do this. The Chief asked, have you managed to get back to the gym, bang some of the rust off? Yes, I haven't. I've been doing a lot of training at home to try and keep my weight down a little bit. I lost a couple of stone not too long ago and I'm trying to keep that off. I feel quite happy about that. A lot of people say I need to put it back on, but I feel quite, my face feels a bit better. Sorry about the haircut, it has been shaved today. It's Good Friday soon. Get on a live stream, you frying fish. No. No, that would be a disaster. I'm using the tops of my frozen veg like you do, Danny, to close the bags. Thanks again for the tip. We did read that out earlier, but I read it from my iPad that I'm trying to pull some comments up from. Good evening, Mark. How are you, mate? Michael Jackson, we've gone through that one. Geordie Lass, how you doing, pet? I'm okay, thank you very much. Oh, no, that's to Geordie Lass from Ian Nicholson. Sorry, mate. That cooking from Danny had me in stitches. It was actually quite a good video, if I say so myself. I'd love to speak with Frank, Danny, with regards to my dad, Jumbo. Regards, Linford. Linford, you watch a lot of the lives, mate, and I will pre-advertise it if I ever do get him on there. Let's talk about him coming out, but he's got his schedule as well, it's difficult. Danny, hope your dad is okay. Would you get him to move to Spain for good? I think my dad's past that now. The plan was a few years ago when I first moved to Spain was to bring him over. It didn't happen, and as time's gone on, he would find it a little bit difficult now and a little bit difficult dealing with the heat, to be fair. That's going to be forthcoming in the next little while. Mr. Cooking video. I've got a couple of super chats, which I will read out in a sec, guys. I'm really sorry that I'm really behind with these comments. Cy Harris, how are you, Cy? Good to see you, mate. I hope you're okay, my friend. Si's having a bit of a tough time as well. I'd keep dogs just to upset a certain demographic. Si, you are a card, mate, you are. Don't you just love Danny's wonky light shade? I'll tell you, it's driving me nuts, actually. It actually fell out the ceiling. It's not mine anyway, by the way. I'm not at home at the moment. That's back to Ian. Where are we? Question, what's your most useless talent? I think we've done that, haven't we? Making a pot noodle. We live off grid at the weekends. It's great fun. Need to be able to reach civilization to stay sane. You could buy a campsite and rent out pods and start building a holiday resort. Yeah, I mean, there's these retreats, isn't there? Jason Val, who is a friend of the family, he does these. He's a juicer guy. He does a lot of these juicy retreats. And that's not a bad thing to do. I so want that life, but made from containers. Yeah, that's another thing, isn't it? You can bury the containers as well, so you have a sort of bit of a cave, so you get a bit of insulation that way as well. Yeah, it's good, to be fair. It's good. I hope you're well. Let's have a little look. I'm probably going to repeat these because I've got it on 2 things so I don't miss things. Rob Wolf asked, if you were buying a car, what would it be? Petrol or electric vehicle? What's your view on SUV makes? Right, no electric vehicles. I've had one when they first come out and the range anxiety is just not worth the challenge. So it would be now, if I was going to buy a car, I mean, look, it depends, doesn't it, value-wise. I like the new Range Rover Defender. I like that, or the Land Rover Defender. The one that was in Mobland. That's a lovely car. Where are we? Have I just done the same thing? I'm really sorry, guys. I have really... I'm going to have to get somewhere near the bottom here. Missed the cooking video. Well, if you've missed it, it's back in the videos. It wasn't live. It was a pre-recorded video. So just pop out and have a little look at the library. We've got all this done. Sorry, guys. Do you or your son play darts, Danny? No, funny enough. And I actually quite enjoyed darts. I'm not very good at it. But I can watch darts as well. They've changed that, haven't they, now? The darts are, like, ridiculous, aren't they? The darts now, they come out like WWF, don't they? Typical matchroom type of background, if that makes sense. Go back on the iPad here. Hertford 1998 asked, I've been asked to do a white collar boxing match. Any suggestions or advice? Yeah, fitness, mate. Fitness. That's what I would say. I've got some super chats. I am coming to you guys in a sec. I'm trying not to lose my space where I am. So the darts thing, no, I don't. Advice for a white collar boxing, don't worry about your power, worry about your fitness. You wait until the second round. Absolutely, you're gasping for air. So a fair bit of running, fair bit of skipping, cardiovascular, that type of stuff. Don't worry too much about your power and stuff like that. I'll tell you what, some of my pals that I box with, some of them are quite young as well. By the third round, they can't hold their arms up. So it's the fitness thing. You're gasping for air. It depends on the type of environment you are. You know, there's no smoking anymore, which there used to be. But you're gasping, there's heat, you're stressed, you're taking punishment, you're giving punishment, and the fitness. You do 3 rounds in boxing, mate. You know, that is, just make sure you do your training and don't skip anything. Don't drink, try not to eat too much bread, but get down the gym as much as you can. How many cars do you own, Danny? Well, in the family recently there was 5, but now it's down to 3, and that will soon be 2. The McLaren's gone and sold, and it's good riddance, to be fair. I don't miss it at all. I thought I might, but I don't. Right now, I've got a day-to-day car that I run around in, reasonably economical, decent little car. And the other one is a bit of a collector's car, long-term, Mercedes C63, 6.2 litre V8. Very low mileage, 14 services, fantastic little car, but I hardly ever use it. So, but I love it. I love it. Just go on the iPad here. Bree McGee, on the video about living in Spain, can you cover the cost of vets for pets and dentist fees? I will indeed. I will indeed. A lot of people are fed up with all the politicians knocking on doors. Some people think we will be, listen, let's hope there isn't a low turnout, because people need to get out there, and look, nothing's going to change unless you do. And look how bad it is. The cool Duckworth Press Tax has got an outing. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's a beautiful watch. And if you haven't got it, I'll show you again quickly in case you just joined. That is a beautiful watch. And we're talking, reasonable value for money. If you do send any emails to Duckworth Press Decks, tell them that I've recommended you, and Neil will look after you. Neil will look after you. Really, really good watch. What is the funniest video you have ever filmed? We've covered that one. This is me doing a double take. I would want to use steel containers. They're like freezers when it gets cold. Yeah, I get that. But they're like an oven when it gets hot as well. Danny, I'm waiting for my NHS surgeon to send some information from my private surgeon. Yeah, mate, that's a long old game, isn't it? Danny, coming to Alicante for the first time in October. What is the weather generally like at that time of year, please? You need a bit of a mixture, really. You're going to need a cardigan in the evening, and you're going to need, for some reason, my thing's just decided to uncharge itself. But anyway, we'll worry about that later. But yeah, it's a great place to visit. Nice temperature in October, to be fair. We've already covered the leasing land. Sorry guys, because I'm well behind with this. Danny, buy a touring caravan before you go off grid. You'll love the peace and tranquility. You're right. Let me just go on to this one. And let me get on to, right, I'm going to try and get onto the super chats, but the problem is if I put the super chats up, I'm going to lose where I am. So I'm at 8:22, guys. I'm going to get these super chats up because it's unfair that they're paid to get their comment up. This is to help fix the lampshade. Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. I'll buy a screwdriver and a new screw tomorrow towards the lamp too. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Super sticker, thank you very much, June Harris, much appreciated. And my good friend, Si Harris, evening, Danny, some money to get some sharper razors. I haven't had a shave for a couple of days, but my head's been shaved. All these scars on my head. There you go. But thank you very much, as always, guys, for the super chats. That's very kind of you. Let's have a look. Got a question for you, Danny. Don't know if it's been asked before. What's your dream car? I think we covered that one. I'm double taking here, which is not good. Banks are dodgy from top down. You've never got people who work at the lowest level with complete job's worth and not customer. There isn't no customer service in banks anymore. They don't want to be. They don't want to have any employees there anymore. You go in, pay your money in. I'm going to cover a lot of this in the Spanish video that I'm going to do. I've already answered these questions, guys. Sorry, I'm double taking on these. Good evening, Danny. Love to see you, mate. Good to see you. I tried to ring my bank earlier, and I got someone who could barely speak English. There you go. Always handy. Sorry, I don't agree. I'm not a big Ferrari fan. Lamborghini or McLaren, but each to their own. Would you do a Montreal Formula? Oh no, sorry, we've read that one as well. God, I really got to get down the bottom of this. Please, this channel is not drenched in politics. Yeah, it's not, Yvonne. I didn't want to have this channel political at all. I'll touch on it, but I don't talk about it. I'm a bit behind, but in Sheffield, it's bred. Oh, God. Do you like the cars in the movie Grease? We've already had that one. What age were you when you started boxing? I've had that one as well. I hope you're managing to keep yourself busy. I'll tell you what, it's absolutely madness at the moment. I haven't stopped today. I got in literally 15, 20 minutes before the live. Chat suggestion, let's put questions in caps so it's easier for Danny. It is hard, I'm going to be honest, because I've got a lot of people saying hi and stuff like that, which is great. I love it. Danny, I had skin cancer just under my right eye. I had it burnt off, left a little scar. Look, if it's a scar, it's a scar. At the end of the day, I'm not vain. I'm not worried about that. Crispy, I couldn't keep it to myself. I was doing a read in the chat. Cheers from Chicago. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Have you managed to get back in the gym, Danny? Bank. I've covered that one as well. Really sorry, guys. I'm double taking on a lot of these questions, but cash is king, absolutely. Really, Tina, good to know. Sorry, guys. Getting a few come up on the side here. Andrew Fry said, let's light up the mood. How bad at the moment is Aston Martin looking? Yeah, I've not really watched any of the Formula One this year. I mean, they've never really been great for holding value. Agree. A grifter to me is someone that lazes about doing F in a room expecting it. Difference is Paul. Do you know what? Paul puts so many hours, right? I'm going to defend him because he's a pal of mine. And listen, you try and find me a video where he's asked for a super chat or asked for this or asked for that. And if you get the ump that he gets paid, ask yourself this question, right? Mouse Charger, thanks for defending him there, mate. Ask yourself this question. What do? You go to work, right? Would you go to work for nothing? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't go to work for nothing. So don't begrudge someone that's built a channel up and puts himself around, spends loads of money on equipment and all that sort of stuff, you know. Don't begrudge him earning a few quid from Google. You're not even paying it yourself. No one. Do you know what? I've been friends with Paul for 6-7 years doing his channel. I've never sent him a £2 super chat. He's never asked me to. So for me to watch his channel cost me nothing. Yeah, I have to watch a couple of adverts. That's life. If it offends that much, do you know what I mean? But thanks, Mouse Charger. I appreciate that, mate. Danny, I've been asked to do a white collar boxing match. We've already covered that one, mate. Let's have a look. Right, let's have a look at this one. Danny, we need the expats here in Spain to help us UK people out and vote for us, as it seems those who have settled no longer want to know about the UK anymore. I'm actually the complete opposite to that. It's very important for me to keep up to, you know, I don't talk about it anymore for obvious reasons. But I see everything that's going on in the UK. I see everything that's going on in the UK, and it's not nice anymore, is it? Who recognises the UK anymore? Well, I don't. I'm not here, but you know, it's what it is. Been out in my mate's Rolls Royce Silver Ghost, 1960, lovely, and yeah, that's lovely, mate. I'm going to probably repeat this one because I'm doing it on 2 devices. Why did you and Paul not have that boxing match from Yvonne? We are still supposed to be. I think Paul's backside's gone with it a little bit. Oh, wait, going back to that Carl Froch and John Fury, I think John Fury will pull out. I mean, it's a joke, isn't it? I mean, has anyone heard him trapping? Oh, my, I have to turn it off. I can't watch it. He is very, very irritating, in my personal opinion. I like Tyson Fury. I think he's great, good ambassador for boxing, but he really does need to distance himself from John, who just can't help himself. He just seems to embarrass himself every time. If John Fury and Carl Froch fight, which they won't, but let's say they do. Listen, I know Carl's older now, so is John. It's like putting Mike Tyson in with a 5-year-old child. That's how ridiculous it would be. The man is deluded. And if ever it does come to light, no one should watch it, because this sort of trash shouldn't be allowed. It's destroying boxing, the Jake Paul thing. It's destroying boxing. It's turning it into some sort of circus. Saying that, if John Fury wants to have a warm-up fight, I'll do 3 rounds, 4 rounds with him, whatever he wants to do, 6 rounds, whatever. I'll just need about a month to get back a little bit of fitness, maybe 6 weeks. And yeah, I'll have a warm-up fight. I don't want any money out of it. It can all go to charity. About that. Those who criticise Paul are not worth mentioning. They should put their money where their mouth is and do something to help the country. Exactly that. That's what Paul's tried to do. And he doesn't ask for money. At the end of the day, that's his job. That's his job. If you go and work for Tesco's or you work in an office and stuff like that, then the people that are criticising can't really be expected to be paid either, can they? It's not fair. It wouldn't be fair to do that. About Restore suing Richard, I'm not even going to get into it. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous. Let me have a look. I've got my iPad here. I'm trying to... Claire Bear said, what's your favourite chocolate bar? Woulkd. I like Woulkd chocolate bar or the Lindt chocolates. I really like Lindt chocolate. Lovely. Let's have a little look while I'm on here. Metallurgy asked, do you think you will ever come back to live in the UK? Look, while the current government are in, you've got more chance of Nelson getting his eyesight back than me coming back to the UK to live. If the country got regenerated and was more like the country it used to be in the 80s and 90s, possibly. I doubt it. I'm settled in Spain. I love Spain. I love the Spanish people. I love the lifestyle. I love the weather, although July and August can be a bit hot. So probably not. I probably would never come back to the UK to live. What would be the advantage? I think Danny was boxing with the light shade. Doing a bit of a Rocky on it. What's the orange watch? I have covered that one, mate, but it is a Duckworth Prestex. Have a little look on their website. It's still available. This is the GMT. Beautiful watch. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. If you don't mind, let's hit the like button, folks. Show our support. Absolutely. It doesn't cost anything, so no one can accuse me of being a grifter. Let me have a little look here. Andy Big asked, how's the house sake sale, I think, going in the UK, and are you still selling the Spanish one? The house sale in the UK, I had someone who was a complete time waster, so it went back on the market. It is very slow, which I've had a few people round that have made stupid offers. I won't go into the type of people that have been offering, but they've just been rejected. I'd prefer to rent it back out again. Obviously, the government now have decided to attack the landlord further, which I will go into in another video again. So they've put the tax up now. Any landlord now has to do quarterly tax returns. You can't offset your interest on your mortgage against any type of income, well, you can, but 20% of it, which is absolutely ridiculous and in my opinion illegal. They're trying to chase the private landlord out of the business. Can't really work out why when there is such a housing crisis, but there you go figure it. Why would anyone want to try and eliminate, like, all of the private landlords don't seem to want to be in it anymore. They want to be out. They want to be out of it now. So where's the advantage? So I'm paying more tax now because I'm a landlord. I'm having to do quarterly tax returns, which is going to cost me more money. I'm now going to come out of the market because why would I want to be in a market when the government are so against you? So I'm going to come out of the market. When a property comes up for sale now, I'm going to sell it rather than re-let it. So there's going to be less properties available, isn't there? Not just me, I'm talking about other landlords and stuff like that. I don't want to be any part of the UK anymore. I don't recognise the place at all. Let me just go on here. So Robert Austin asked, how difficult is it to move to Spain? It's difficult, I'm going to be honest. They haven't made it easy. Whole of Europe now is just a headache, isn't it? You can get various visas depending on your situation. So you can get nomad visas, non-lucrative visas, full visas, working visas, that sort of stuff. But you'd need to check it out. It's not easy. I mean, my visa was granted before Brexit. So it's not easy, I'm going to be honest with you. Let's get down for some more of these guys. I think I've read out June Harris's one. That's great. And size. I'm just going to duck down a little bit, guys. What's this one? I haven't read it yet. But regarding Richard Inman's lads, he's 2 sandwiches short of a picnic, yet he calls everyone thick idiots. He can hardly string a sentence together. He's, yeah, look, right. I don't know anything about that. Richard, if you're talking about Richard Inman, I mean Richard Inman lads. Richard Inman, mate, right, I'm going to be honest with you, is an absolute legend. The guy is a stand-up guy, and I've got a lot of time for Richard. He's a close friend of mine. I don't speak to him as much as I should, and but he is one honest, good friend. That's all I'm going to say. If you had a concert ticket for a British band, who would you see? I like Ed Sheeran. I mean, it's not a band, is he? He's a solo. But yeah, Ed Sheeran. He was great. I've been to see Ed Sheeran as well. Question, do you ever compare yourself to other creators? No, I'm not as good. I'm going to be honest with you. Other creators are better than me. Paul's got this sort of stuff down to a T. He really, really has. There's much, much bigger channels, much better channels. I'm a little bit, I open my laptop and go live. It's a bit raw. My editing skills are not great when I do a video. I try and do it in one take. So yeah, I don't. Looking well, Danny, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Why did you and Paul not do the boxing match? I've already read that one out, guys, because I'm doing it on 2 computers. I've read that one out. Greggy boys in the chat. How's the house in the UK sale going, mate? Are you still selling the Spanish one? I didn't really quite finish that one, did I? The Spanish one's going to go up for sale. And if it doesn't sell in a reasonable time, I will take it off the market. It won't go up for sale for a month or 2 yet, but I will put it up for sale. I don't really care whether I sell it or keep it, really, to be fair. The UK one I've already gone into. It's up for sale. You were on 8.22 when you did Super Chats. It will be 9.21 by the time you see this. Where are we? Well, it's 9.07. But yeah. Yeah. Ian Nicholson. Oi, oi, Greggy boy. Hope you're well, bruv. Danny, I loved when you filmed yourself and Paul on the plane, your face. Listen, never get on a flight with Paul Thorpe. He falls asleep. He's really bad company. But yeah, it was, yeah. If you haven't seen it, I think it's called Brothers in Arms, the video. It was when I had a recent trip, I say recent, back in November, to Poland for the Polish Independence Day. There was quite a few people there. Paul was with me, a few people that I know, obviously Tommy was over there as well, and Liam Tufts, few other the big guys on the channel. Sorry guys, I've been headhunted for a teaching role, teaching students about what I specialise in, but I'm going to pop over to Spain before I start. I'll give you a message. It'd be nice to see you again. That would be lovely, mate. That would be really nice. A lot of people in support of Paul, I'm going to be honest with you. If I give, no one is forcing you. Exactly, Pauline. You know, if someone wants to do a super chat, great. If they don't, great. You have to watch a couple of adverts, and that's how Paul generates his income. But that doesn't cost you, doesn't it? So all this word about grifting, there's a couple of clowns that have put these videos up about me and Paul and other YouTubers and stuff. Some far-right turnips that have mentioned it in the past, calling everyone the grifters, etc., etc. I'm trying to highlight these ones. Laurie's asked, should the UK have National Party when Labour Party gets voted out? Do you know what? Look, at the moment, it's a one-horse race, isn't it? It seems like it's going to be Reform. Restore might come along. They're certainly gaining some following. Have to wait and see. Let's be honest. Anything's got to be better than what we've got, right? The Muppet Show would be better than what we've got at the moment. Yeah, there's a lot of support out there. Paul is like a dad to me. He's one of the nicest men you will ever know, regards Linford. I'll tell you what, he is. I had some really bad weeks a few months ago. A lot of people will be aware of that. And I'm going to be honest with you, there was a few people that do need a shout out, which I will do in another video. But Paul, a good friend of mine, Martin, and really, really dragged me out of places I didn't want to be. I'm going to be honest with you. But look, that's for another time. That's for another time. John Fury, like father, like son, as Tyson can also be a pain in the backside. Look, Tyson Fury has got a lot of banter, but he's got a lot to back it up, hasn't he? This John Fury, I'm a fighting mate. Just please, mate. Shouting and screaming and For what? Please. Do you know what I mean? At least Tyson Fury's got something to back it all up with. As for Paul being a grifter, how wrong are you? Get your facts right. Look, like I say. Thoughts on Conor Benn signing for Dana White? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm not really a big Eddie Hearn or Matchroom fan. But it's only one fight, as I understand, and it's 10 million quid. And I sort of get why he would do it. But to be honest, Eddie really supported him through all of this cack that he went through, all this accusations that he went through. And I do think that's a little bit out of order. I'm going to be honest with you. But money talks, don't it? Money talks. Octagon is a joke now too. Well, I don't really follow UFC much anymore. I used to watch it a bit. As for bad mouthing, Paul, seriously, I won't read that one. Now we're talking Lindt chocolate Easter bunny. Yeah, they're nice, aren't they? The older Easter bunnies and stuff. There's a lovely super chat just popped in. I will get to you in a minute, mate. Restore won't sue him, and it's just all, like I say, Restore won't do themselves any favour if they did, would they? And Richard's got he's got his own views on things, hasn't he? Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I'd like to see Ben for number 10. I've met the guy on several occasions and he is very, very clued up. But whether he's got enough following and enough backing, who knows? Dark chocolate. I've never really been into dark chocolate, I'm going to be honest with you. Did you see Trump 2 hours put in USA to rights? I watched it. No, I haven't seen it, I'm afraid. I will take a look at that. Should the UK have a national party? We've already covered that one. Conor Benn has got a question mark there. Richard Inman is lovely. There you go. Yes, you, Paul and Richard are all legends. Thank you very much. I wouldn't call myself that. Listen, I had that little year that I tried my best. And it come to a point where I didn't feel I was getting anywhere. I wasn't putting anything that wasn't already being done into the situation. I tried, maybe opened a few people's eyes, and yeah. But I also learned that there's agendas out there that I don't think it doesn't matter who says what. No glasses again tonight. We're impressed. They are here in case I need them. Wish I could fall asleep, never could on flights. That would be handy, wouldn't it? I'm exactly the same. So we've got the biggest super chat of the evening from Sheila Miller. Danny, I love your channel just as it is my feel-good place. Thank you, Sheila. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Look, I try to steer clear of politics to try and keep it a little bit upbeat. I don't always cover stuff in Spain, which I've got to try and do. My next video that I'm going to record will be about the realities of living in Spain and what winds me up. I'm 5 years in to living in Spain this time. Lived in Tenerife before, but I'm 5 years into living in Spain. And I'm going to be honest with you, I wouldn't change it. I love living here, but there are certain things that drive me nuts. And I've made a list of them, and I've been, going around in the car. And then when I think of something, I just add it to the list. So I'm going to bring all that up in a video soon. It's worth watching, even if you're never even thinking about ever moving to Spain. Thank you very much, Sheila, for that. I really appreciate it, my friend. I really do. Beat nobody else of note. Exactly that, mate. Exactly that. And let's face it, Carl Froch, not really my favourite fighter. I thought he was a bit arrogant, to be fair. But he's a different universe, isn't he, to John Fury. Well, he's in the, he's sane, isn't he? Well, I'm not calling John insane, by the way, but he's got to be a little bit crazy to think he's going to beat Carl Froch, even at this age. There's history there with Froch, isn't there? And I don't think he was like, yeah, I think that Joe Calzaghe would have wiped the floor with him. Joe Calzaghe I've met on a few occasions with his dad Enzo. I used to speak to his dad on the phone quite a bit. Lovely fella. And Joe Calzaghe, honestly, I've got all the time in the world for him. A real genuine, nice guy. Never beaten. He should go down as one of the greatest of all times from Wales, weren't he? You know? Tommy definitely works for Uniparty. Always turns up when Nigel makes headway out. That's not for me to comment on. Are you going to do any more drone videos? Yeah, I've had the drone. Funny enough, I've got the drone here. I've sent it out. I've tried to send it out a couple of days ago, but it was really, really foggy. So I didn't get any video. As soon as I put it up, it gave me a warning saying we can't see anything. Make sure you get back to the landing patch. So I brought it back and couldn't see anything. It come down all wet as well, so it was obviously in the clouds and it got a bit wet with it. Good evening, Danny. Ask them, have they ever met Paul? I have. What a fantastic guy. Listen, David, honestly, I'm not going to defend Paul. I don't need to defend Paul. Paul can defend himself on these things. He's never ever asked for a super chat. He's never ever asked for any money. Yes, there's adverts on his channel, but there's adverts on my channel as well. So if Google pay that, it's not costing you anything, is it? Let me tell you, if you've watched Paul for the last 10 years on his channel, you wouldn't have had to pay 1 penny for it. How about that? So how can anyone call him a grifter? And like I say, there's this channel, I can't even remember the name of it. About a year or so ago, whenever it was, absolutely annihilating him, annihilating me, annihilating a few other people in the movement, and whilst doing exactly the same thing. So he's got his own channel that's monetized, and he's doing. It's ironic. It drives me nuts. So it looks like the comments seem to have stopped. Now I don't know whether that's a fault on my. I'm coming to the end of the chat, to the chat now anyway, guys. We've been on for an hour and 20 minutes almost. Pacquiao and Mayweather's just seems to have been signed if you're into boxing. So that could be, that's a rematch. So that's number 2. I always felt that Manny Pacquiao would have beat Floyd Mayweather and give him his first loss. And I'm a bit surprised that Mayweather wants to put his unbeaten record on the line. But that'll be an interesting one if it comes off. Again, same type of thing. I think that covers pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about tonight, guys. So let's have a little look. Yeah, so about a couple of minutes ago, the comments all stopped. So I don't know whether that's a problem my end. I don't know whether anyone can actually get the comments up there, but all I'm going to say is thank you very much for joining us. The Q&A didn't go quite as I expected because there was an awful lot of sidetracks, but we got through a few of them, and I just hope everyone had an enjoyable chat with me. I will catch up with you all very soon. I will do that video in the next few days. I've got a busy couple of days coming up at the moment, but I will do that video in the next couple of days. What's it really like to live in Spain and the things that drive me crazy. I'm going to bring the comments back up. For some reason, they have stopped. So I think they might... Oh, we have got a clapped hands. So they are still coming in. Let's see if there's anything last that I can put on. No, that's it. I think we've got to the bottom of the chats, guys. Also in the comments, and I mean after the live goes public and it's not live anymore, could you let me know what you want to see on this channel? I'm really, really interested because it's not just about Danny in Spain. I don't want to do politics, right? I don't mind doing financial stuff. I don't mind doing watches every now and then, cars, living in Spain, mix it up a little bit. A bit of a feel-good channel. I don't want to bring anyone's mood down by talking about what's going on in the UK and stuff. Don't mind talking about anything else apart from that. But we will, I'm just going to make sure... I've covered everything. I pretty much have. just let me know, guys, what you want me to talk about, what matters to you, where you'd like to see the channel go, and I'd be really interested in reading your comments. As always, I really appreciate you joining me, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. I've got to try and find the thank you for joining me, but I'll catch you soon, guys. Thanks as always. Speak to you soon.